Good evening, everybody. We'll get started in a minute. Just Shizzy, what's up, brother? Just finished trying to get this setup going, and we'll get started. Trying something new today. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Was watching some football earlier. Trying to get this thing right, man. I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to streaming, but I'm gonna do my best to make it happen. So let me get the chat on the screen. Chat is good. We locked in. Chat is good. What's happening, people? What's happening? We got a lot of people here. Wow. This is why I feel blessed. This is why I feel blessed because people are willing to join. They're here to show love. American football. King David, what's up, my brother? That's a member of the channel. I finished working on the t-shirts today. Commanders did get the W. That was a light one, too. I'm a Jets fan and a Patrick Mahomes fan, so I didn't really have a good football week, but it's all right. Let's see how many people we got in here, and then we'll get started. See how many people we got in here, and then we'll get started. Let me see how many people we got in here. And it's a lot on the agenda, so we'll go through a few things. We'll talk about, obviously, what's going on with Drake and Iceman. We'll talk about some other media members who have just said some insane things that I have to address. Canada, what's up, brother? Facelifts Blake, what info? Which part? What info? What info? Yeah, the Lions did bad. Lions did bad. Lions did bad. Okay. Now, just give me 2 minutes, folks, and then we'll get started. We got 55 people in. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. All right, so I think we're going to get started with Young Thug. I think we got to get started with Young Thug because so much has gone on, you know, with these phone calls being leaked and people are conspiring as to why. And I mean, I think it's very obvious. I think it's either obvious. I think Gunna's team is probably most likely behind it because they would have access to the calls. They can request them. He was in the case, so they can get access to those things. And I also believe potentially the DA in Atlanta, right? They got beat. It somewhat got beat. People did get convicted, but Thug came home, and I think they wanted him off the streets for more than what he was. Yeah, please make sure you like and share in the chat. What's up, nephew? Please make sure you like and share in the chat. So I think, you know, I definitely think it's probably one of the two parties or both. And I think the goal here with these calls is to, number one, you know, embarrass him. And number two, you know, cause some hysteria in Atlanta because they believe that a lot of these rap crews are responsible for violent crime. So I think that they want to take them down. And if you can't take them down legally, you can definitely cause friction on the street by leaking phone calls, which is what's happening out there. Yeah, please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the likes. So I did want to play a piece of the interview. I want to play a couple pieces from the interview, but I'm not going to play the video. You'll just have to listen to the audio because I heard that the guy who's interviewed is copyright striking everything down. So I don't want anything to happen to my channel. So I don't think Thug is cooked. I don't think Thug is cooked. I think he'll be okay, and I'll tell you why. But let's watch the first part of the interview here. Let's watch the first part of the interview here. So I'm going to switch over. Now, please let me know, chat. Please let me know. Make sure the audio is good and everything. I'm going to play the audio, but I'm going to get rid of the video so you won't see the video on screen. Yeah, shout out to you, Keith. I'm happy you could catch a live too, man. The lives have been really good. Last time we had over 300 people, which is great for me. Is that Snoop voice? All right, let's listen closely. I'm gonna pause in between a lot of these clips.
Nigga, what the music is, son? You just playing some hard ass shit now. Why that shit ain't that? The fuck is a nigga thinking about? Cause I just don't got my twin, bro. I don't got my friends, bro. I'm just fucked up, bro. I'm fucked up, bro. The nigga who I be with every day, I don't got him no more, bro. I'm fucked up, bro. Damn. Fucked up, bro. I don't know.
We'll get to Iceman in a bit. So listen to what he said, right? He asked Thug, where is the music at? Where's the music? Why is there no music? And I think the answer that Thug gave is so genuine. So genuine. For sure, drop a super chat. He said, I messed up on the inside. I don't have my twin. This is a super Atlanta interview, so you had to break down the lingo here. You had to really break down the lingo. But what he's saying here is, I'm hurt. and I don't have the people who I considered my brothers. Gunna is or was my brother, and he's not with me. We were collaborators, and not only are we collaborators, this was my friend. This is somebody I call my little brother. And if you don't know the history of Gunna and Thug, all right, I'll try to turn the volume up. I'm sorry. If you don't know the history of Gunna and Thug, Gunna put Thug on, right? He put him on musically. He put money in his pocket. He supported his career, and we'll get into that. So the first thing he says is, I messed up, so I can't really make music. It's not like it was before. Ace, what's happening? Wharf, what's happening? Sosa, what's happening? International Sosa, Crypto Sosa, what's going on? Let's keep listening.
I don't know what to do, bro. Like, and I ain't lose no nigga to the tragic, but man, I lost a nigga to betrayal, bro. You signing that one piece of paper, signing your initials on this one piece of paper could get me a life sentence, my nigga. Like what? Come on, bro. I get a life sentence, all this piece of paper you signed, bro. Just because you trying to get home fast, or you just trying to get to a hole.
And this is tough here. This is tough here. He sounds like he's about to cry. We'll get to Iceman after this. Iceman is next. He sounds like he's about to cry, right? He's like, I'm hurt. I feel like you betrayed me because you just want to get home to a girl, or you want to get home and be out of the situation. Now, of course, you don't want to sit in jail. But what Thug is saying is, I thought that you would be here through thick and thin, right? Till death. I don't know why my volume is low. I don't know why my volume is low. Is it my mic volume or is it the volume of the video? Is it my mic volume or volume of the video? So essentially, this guy needs therapy, right? First of all, being in jail will drive you crazy, especially when you're a celebrity. They probably had him in isolation. He might not have even been in PC. He definitely wasn't in general population, but he's probably ISO'd. Okay, the video. Okay, got you. Sorry. And then you put him in a situation where he feels everyone on all his co-Ds betrayed him. So mentally, you got to think about where this guy is at. He's not in a good place. So musically, it's hard for him. It's hard for him. Oh, shout out to S. Floyd becoming a member. Salute to you. We got t-shirts on the way. All the members who signed up will get free t-shirts. You don't have to pay for it. Because you became a member in my first month offering it, I will have t-shirts delivered to y'all. I'm going to preview. Maybe I'll preview the design. I don't know. So let's keep going.
Boy, you just doing certain things, bro. And you already done betrayed a nigga before, bro. A piece of paper, nigga, you on that? A piece of paper and all this shit.
And that's as good as we could say it. That's as good as we could say it. I don't think he dissed Drake. We'll get to that too. We'll get to that. So I get what he's saying. It's like, listen, how can you not stick by my side? So that was one of the most important pieces to me, is how he feels was expressed. How he feels was expressed. And he also lost Mariah the Scientist today. So somebody really got to check on this man. You lost your girl. You lost out on a bunch of money. You lost a little brother. You lost a collaborator. This is why the streets are no good, because it will take everything from you. You're free, but you're miserable. It's a tough situation. Tough situation. 114 people in the chat. Please make sure y'all like so we can get this out to more people so they can break it down with us. Let's get to the next one. This is the one that I feel the most out of everything. Listen to this close.
I already did some shit that's a violation. Well, nobody really know about it but me and goddamn Cash, XO, my brother. He already did some shit that was a violation that I supposed to cut him off for. He already did some shit where I was supposed to cut him off for. I just found a new way to love him. And I try to be how y'all live. I try to look at him from a different light and be like, maybe he ain't understand. Maybe he ain't know. I know he knew though. Maybe he ain't know. The only reason why I knew he knew is because he denied it. Instead of saying, damn, I ain't even know. A nigga that don't know gonna say, damn, I ain't even know that.
So a lot of people aren't aware of this, but I found the information, so I'm going to bring it to you. A lot of people aren't aware that allegedly Gunna was going to other labels, specifically to Cash XO, who works with Future. He also works with The Weeknd, and he was trying to shop a deal while he was signed to Young Thug. So Thug already felt like he wasn't loyal, but he says he forgave him for it, for kind of going behind his back and trying to get out from under him. He does sound broken. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt.
And they know what he's doing.
He's hurt.
Gonna say, hell no. I denied it. Like, hell no, right? Hell no.
Oh wait, I forgot.
That's just how the circle of life. That's how it go. You gotta understand, bro. I had that man on me every day since 2000, late 2015. I had that man on me every day, bro. I made that man I made him a millionaire. Like I bought his first apartment that he lived in. I bought it with my money. I made him put his money up. Keep your money. I bought it with my money because I had some a little extras. I bought that shit. I went half and half with you to buy your mama house. Your mama first house, get her out of the hood.
Now this I feel. I am with Thug 100%. He said, I've been with you since 2015. I made you a millionaire. I put money down in your mom's house. I brought your brother a car. I took your pops out the hood, and you weren't there for me. And then when you did get out, you didn't even go check on my mom's. I feel him 100%. Even if, because I can't play from my laptop. I know it's not the best, but I'm working on a setup. So even though we've been through all of these things, you weren't there for me. Even though you got out before me, you weren't there for my mom. What you should have done, if you're my brother, and this is why business and family and the streets don't mix, because there's always going to be miscommunication. If you're my brother like you say you are, why wouldn't you step up to the plate, at least for my family, even if it's not for me? Now, Thug kind of jumped the gun. He shouldn't have went out there and told people to step on his release date. He should have played it patient, but he was in jail, so you're not thinking straight. At least look out for my moms, because he's saying Cash dropped off a bag. Drake dropped off a bag. Why didn't you at least look out for them? If I put you in a position where you could be successful, why couldn't you do that? And that's tough. And I feel that 100%. 100% I feel it. 100%. Now, this was funny, though. I got to play this. This was the funniest part. This is the funniest part right here.
Nigga, I created you, nigga. What? God created you. Why help?
Listen to that.
I created you, nigga. What? God created you. Why help?
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. God created you, but I helped, though. But I helped. And I feel him. But I'm going to tell you what this is. And this is a street thing, too. This is not just, this is a fraternity thing. Any walk of life where you got somebody up under you, he has big homie syndrome, because he feels like he should always be regarded as such. Even though Gunna right now is ahead of him musically and in the public light, he still feels like, you my little man. You can never outshine me. And there's something in the 48 Laws of Power called Never Outshine the Master. That's a great book if you want to read something. It calls Never Outshine the Master. And right now, Gunna is outshining him. And I think that's kind of what's hurting him the most also. We're going to get to Iceman in a minute. Y'all got to be patient, right? We got to cover all music. So be patient. We'll get to Drake. We'll get to Iceman. That's the next topic. So that's that's big homie syndrome. He came out. He's doing better right now. He's looking better in the public. Like, even though he tried to throw, the rat label on him, Gunna has succeeded in spite of all of that. So now Thug is looking at it like, I made you. Why are you not listening to me? So, it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation. We'll watch one more clip from this, and then we'll get into some of the Iceman comments. One more clip, and then we'll get into Iceman.
I ain't even eat it. I'm like, man, I ain't eat that shit, man. I think I opened that shit up and ate the cookies or something out of it. I ain't even eat this. I probably did. So I was like, burnt down on Luzanne.
Bug did not eat the bologna sandwich.
I didn't get the luxuries because I ain't get them that. They would have felt like ain't giving me something to eat. Because I asked them in there, like, man, y'all didn't give me that bill. Like, damn. Man, you don't get nothing but denial from me. You know what I'm saying? You did do whatever, however. But fuck that. This is how I feel, slime. Me to you. I know you said this shit probably would have came out or whatever. This would have happened, that would have happened, this would have happened. But what I'm saying is, even in there, I don't feel like you realized what you was going through. And then when you got out, I don't feel like you was focused, bro, the way you should have been. Like, I feel like you taking your blessing for granted. That's just how I feel.
And he's right. And I commented on this. I have a video on Young Thug and Gunna. I said, Thug is not taking advantage of the second chance he was given. And he should have spent this. He should have spent this living out what he said on court. He said, Young Thug stands for truly humble under God. There are so many routes that he could have went, but he came out and just did the exact opposite of what he should have done. Shout out to Steph Got Jokes, man. Shout out to you, brother. You've been my man since TikTok, since I started. So shout out to you in the chat. Make sure you guys are liking and sending this video out. Please make sure you like, comment. So why didn't you could have came out and really found God? I'm sure you believe in God, you say it, but why didn't you come out and really live within it? You came out and tried to take the street route, and it was never going to work. It was never going to work. It was never going to work. And now you look crazy because you're trying to fight the internet. You can't win. And I actually like the route of doing the interview. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. Do the interview, but do music. Like I saw you drop, the diss track. Even that was good. Even the diss track was good. So why do you not press in and lean into that? You were supposed to stream with Aiden Ross tonight. That got canceled. So I don't know, man. I'm concerned for him. And he probably canceled because of what happened with him and Mariah. I saw the woman. They put out the woman's picture who he was on the phone with. I will not post that. I don't get into people's domestic issues. I don't get into women and children. I don't do name calling. If you're interested in that kind of tea, you could go find it. It's on X. But they did find a woman who, Thug was on a jail call with. And it's a woman who's been around for a while. And her and Mariah had a fight over him already. And, that relationship is lost. Maybe he'll get her back. But he lost everything. You literally lost everything. So I feel bad for the guy because losing money is hard. Losing your woman is one of the worst feelings ever, especially a woman who stuck by you for all of those years. When you sat in jail, she stuck by you. Maybe you guys heard, I never heard one bad word about Mariah the Scientist while he was locked up. I didn't see one rumor. I didn't see anything. So she seems to be a good woman to him. And she went to St. John's. Shout out to St. John's University, Queens. So it's tough, man. Yeah, he was. He was also talking to her. I'm sure there were more. I'm sure there were more. So he's in a tough situation. I mean, I don't know. You guys could put in the chat. What should he do? How does he bounce back? I know Zammy and Sosa were in here. They are the big Gunna advocates. They've been I prefer Lil Baby, so they've been getting at me for a while about my Lil Baby fandom. But I have to be real. When I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And Gunna's outshining him. Baby's on the clock. Baby is on the clock. Took more accountability. Yeah, I think he tried to take the right step and take the accountability just now. I think this interview was him trying to take the accountability. 162 people in the chat, 442 views. Please make sure y'all like us and comment. It took me 2 hours to figure out how to even get this OBS working like this, and the setup will get better. I promise. I'm building out a little studio in the basement that'll work on everything. So we will get better. Please make sure you put W's in the chat, likes in the chat, share with somebody. 179 people, man. This is a beautiful thing on a Sunday. You could be watching the football game, but I appreciate y'all being here rocking with me. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all being here rocking with me. All right, cool. Now, people want to talk about Iceman, right? We could talk about Iceman, man. And we'll get back into Gunna. We'll talk about Iceman. So, let's see this, actually. Let's see if we can pull it up. I don't know if he was lying. I think he was really telling his truth. I think he was really telling his truth. The Thug facade, yeah, that's dead. That's dead. Drop Truly Under God album. That's a great idea. We're going to get into Iceman now, okay? My internet lags a little bit when I get to this. All right, so right now, Iceman episode 3 is at 1.7 million views in 3 days. 1.7 million views. Yeah, Kyron, do me a favor. I don't know if you could send me a private chat. If you know how to do all of this stuff, let's talk offline. Comment on one of my YouTube videos and I'll email you. Leave your email for me, please. Leave your email for me because I'm just trying to figure out how to do this stuff. So Iceman episode 3. This has been my best performing video through 2 days. In 48 hours, I'm over 12,000 views. I want to thank everybody who watched, who commented, who subscribed. Even the people who are hating, I thank you too. So we got 12K views. I think people are really enjoying the breakdown. But I'll reiterate my thoughts right now. 182 people in the chat right now. I'll reiterate. I was disappointed at first because I didn't hear the songs I wanted to hear, but then I had to reel it back in. The episode itself, minus music, was the best episode, right? It's an hour and 34 minutes. If you remember episode 1, we were waiting for 20 to 30 minutes in the beginning. We were waiting 20 to 30 minutes for it to start. This got started right away. Literally within 2 minutes, it got started. And in all this dead time that people said, even when Drake is moving, we were in action. So, like, I don't want to hear the stuff that it was boring. The people who think it was boring, you didn't want to watch it in the first place. I watched the whole hour and 30 minutes. Shout out to Licensed Drake and Driver. I actually did just, I didn't get to read the whole thread. I'm going to finish it after. So if you were bored, that means you didn't want to watch in the first place because there was a lot to break down here. Now, Chubbs made an interesting thing about the legacy post. Now, this is the thing. I put out my take a day later, which means there are things that are going to come out that I couldn't include in the video. So in the legacy thing, Chubbs has a label called, I think, Legacy on the Line or Up for Legacy or Down for Legacy. You guys can put the name if you see it. So that relates to something, or legacy for keeps. So this idea of legacy not only relates to Drake, but it also relates to Chubbs, who's Drake's right-hand man. Do you think the call with Yeet in the beginning? It could be. A lot of people are saying that they think the fourth Pinocchio is Drake kind of infiltrating it. It could be. Do we get another episode? I don't want anyone to quote me. Based on how this one ended, I think I'm fairly sure that we get another episode. I'm fairly sure we get another episode. Or 2, maybe. Because now what I believe is we're not getting the album until late October, November. I don't think the album is going to come in September. Taylor Swift is dropping, so I don't think that that's going to happen. The expectations have people thinking a lot. But musically, I had to say, all right, maybe this is better than I thought. And the music that I like the most is this joint. Let me see if I could get that up. It's this joint right here. That joint right there is going to be the best song that we heard. I know people are talking about Doghouse from Yeet. No. That song called Stuck is going to be the one. And the same guy who produced Stuck produced another track that was in here too. And he said we got stuff on the way. That right there is going to be a jam because he could rap on it. You hear the singing and we get melodic Drake. When you combine the 3 of those, it's a banger. It is a banger. So I think musically I was disappointed because I didn't get a full track. But, we did get the remix to Somebody Who Loves You or Somebody Who Loves Me. We got the remix. Damn, I'm sorry, Candace. I think you'll like it when it comes out. I think you'll like it when it comes out. And I think because I got an ear for the good stuff. Soon as I heard Nokia, I knew that was the one. People were saying, give me a hug. Nokia was the one. I think this is the one. And this is why I think Drake is doing this, because it's okay to tease music. I had some people leaving me comments like, oh, Drake is uninspired. No, Gordo didn't do this one. Drake is uninspired. Drake is this. Drake is that. Why is he teasing music? He lost it. This is what a smart person would do is tease the music, because now you know what people are looking for. Now you know which tracks to push. So it makes the most sense that you would put something like this out. OVO ZZ, what's happening? Nobu, what's happening? Julian, what's happening? Want to See Me Go could be good too. Keith Grimes, what's happening? We got 224 people in here right now. Let me take a second to breathe. Being live is not easy. This is not even my bag. My bag is really not even YouTube. I'm just getting into this thing. So I'm getting into this. So we're going to get there. This will only get better, I promise. This will only get better. So I think that was my favorite song musically. The Yeet, I mean, if you watch the video, you know how I feel about the Yeet. It's not my style. Like, I can't really get into it. I don't know. I'm going to keep listening to it, and I'll get there maybe. But for right now, it's not really my steez. It's not really my steez. Not really my steez. But I think that rapping track I put in the video about the 30 for 30. Maybe I could play my own video, I think. Where I think what he was talking to, or what he was talking about in that video, is he's going to try to audit the label in the lawsuit. I think that's the next step, is making the label show the books. And I think when he said that number, 2,000 million or $2 billion, that's not a made up number. And this is from Club Paradise. Shout out to Club Paradise J. If anybody's here from Club Paradise on X, I heard a lot of that there, and it connected to what I was already thinking. So I had to include that in the video. I think Drake will audit the label. I mean, there are famous stories about Chamillionaire auditing the label, Michael Jackson. A lot of artists have audited to see if the label owed them. And the label typically will, especially if you're an artist of Drake's magnitude. Now, that plan backfired on Bieber. He ended up owing Scooter Braun, which is why I think we got 2 albums. But yeah, man, I think that he's gonna try to get a bag off the label, one way or another. One way or another. Now, this final scene, people keep saying, did I see the theory about the 4th Pinocchio? Yes, I did see it. I did see it. So if we could watch right here. I'm not gonna play the audio. Can I play the audio? The intro sounds beautiful. The intro sounds beautiful. And we get the 3 Pinocchios, and Drake drops the bag. And everyone's question is, where's the 4th one? And that is my question as well. The 2 most popular things that I've seen online is Drake and Yeet set it up. Drake was the 4th Pinocchio. So basically saying Drake was the inside man, because in this scene right here, Yeet was here in the beginning of the video. I think that sounds very plausible. Very, very plausible. I don't know when episode 4 is coming out. I have no inside information. I only use what's out there on the internet to find something. All right, shout out to Devin or Devon. I saw a comment earlier that said people are upset with Drake for not doing interviews with certain people when Kendrick doesn't do interviews with them either. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. We'll get to that. We will get to that. We're about to talk about a lot of these journalists. We're going to talk about a lot of these journalists. Okay, shout out to, I don't want to say your name wrong. Tell me how to say it. NQ Real. Or Inky Real. People missed out on a lot. Blue and yellow seats, Italian to English translations, the Morris Levi Mafia run music business, MJ Pinocchio, the pineal gland. Well, I'm going to look into all of these things that you just said. I will look into all of those things that you just said. We did see blue and yellow seats, and I will tell you, Ben Dorado, the day after this released, posted a yellow car. He posted a yellow car. So I think we're going to see something more that has to do with colors, and it might be exactly what you just said. And the guy who passed Drake the bag is the biggest selling artist, the biggest selling rapper in Italy. I think he has the most number 1s out there. And let me talk about this one scene before we do move on. One more scene I want to talk about before we move on. Did I pass it? No, here we go right here. This scene right here. If you don't see 30 for 30 when you watch this right here, you need to go back and listen to Drake's music. This is for everybody who says Drake doesn't even rap in depth. Drake doesn't do Easter eggs. A decade later, what he's saying is coming true, and I hope that everyone got a chance to watch the video. This is perfect. This is perfect. right? This is what he says right here. When the higher ups have all come together to end to end me. They're all right here. Now, I did notice someone pointed out there's one person with a red jacket. I don't know if that really means anything, but they did point it out. And I think, costume design is important. So, red is right here. And I mean, we see the green wallpaper, red carpet. So maybe it does mean something. I don't know, but people pointed that out. Hey, man, Steph got jokes, man. This is my guy for real. I got to do a big thank you video to all my people from TikTok who supported me from day one and inspired me to keep going and make it over here to YouTube. So that's my guy right there. Please make sure y'all go to his TikTok. He will, listen, man, engage with him because he will push back. So he's a great person to have on your TikTok. He's a great person to have because he'll keep you in line. If you say something and he disagrees with it, he's going to let you know it. So shout out to him, man. Great creator on TikTok. Steph got jokes. Please go check him out. Yeah, you should definitely hear Jay-Z's verse on Light Up. This is what Hov has been telling him the whole time. And that's why Hov and him have this weird relationship where it's like Jay has been saying, listen, Drake, this is what's going to happen to you. And I may do it to you too. And the music business is cutthroat. Music business is cutthroat. A lot of it is business, but sometimes it does get personal, as we saw over the past year. Music can get very personal. Red suit guy was a part of the crew that gave him the envelope. Let's see. I don't think that's the same guy. Because this is a tracksuit and he has a bald head. I think this guy is a little different. I don't think it's the same guy. I don't think this guy has a bald head. Italy is the home of the mob. I think somewhat. I think the American mafia is a little bit different than the Italian mafia. It's a little different. So yeah, though. Yes. All right. Now let's get to the journalist. I got to go to the journalists right here who have so much to say about Drake. And I'm going to specifically talk about Elliott Wilson right now. So let's listen to what Elliott Wilson had to say. And I can play the whole thing here. Let's listen to Elliott Wilson. I could play this whole thing. I'm going to go full screen here.
One last thing on Drake, hopefully, right? Why does he not recognize that most people don't want the redemption, like the comeback, like I'm going to get revenge, I was done wrong, and...
Okay, I'm going to play this one more time because I got to talk to Elliott, man. Listen to this.
One last thing on Drake, hopefully, right? Why does he not recognize that most people don't want the redemption, like the comeback, like I'm going to get revenge, I was done wrong, and...
Elliott Wilson, I don't know what you're talking about. Elliott Wilson, I don't know what you're talking about. You said, why doesn't Drake realize that most people don't want something? I don't know who you're speaking for. You are not Drake's core audience. So you don't represent most people. You're on a show that every week goes out. Shout out to all of those guys. This is only my take from it. You go on a show every week that talks about Drake, and it's pretty much never anything positive. You're not his audience. DJ Head is not his audience. Jeremy Hecht, that's not his audience. So why do you think that you speak for most people? How many people watch this? 1.7 million. So it seems like most people wanted to see something about it. And we all know what the Iceman rollout is about. So he does not speak for most people. You're speaking for yourself. And I think you're not even being genuine because you're saying most people don't want to hear it. You want to hear it. You want to hear him talk about it with a hip hop journalist. You want to hear him in an interview talk about it. So why can't he talk about it in his music? For as much people that say that rappers are not authentic, when he's being authentic to making content about what he's been through in the last 10 years with a label and the last year in a battle, why are you mad that someone's being real? Should he make music about what's not going on in his life and then people say, well, he's avoiding the topic? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. He is feeding the haters. We're going to get to that too. Let's keep going here.
Everybody gonna bow down to my feet, and you all were fooled, and I'm the champion, and here I am. Like we want to. Even DJ Head wants to hear your album. Like you're already in demand, and people want good music from you. Why are you trying to sell us this redemption arc?
You just said it yourself. You are already in demand, and people want to hear the album. So that is exactly what he's doing right now. He's giving you the rollout to the album. Why do you think you can dictate how somebody wants to put out the music? It just does not make sense. Okay, hold on. I said I'm lagging. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to make sure I can cut the lag. Let me know now if the lag went away. Damn, I might have got hacked by the West Coast. Hold on a minute. Is it back now? Okay, the audio is good, but the video is cutting out. All right, give me a second. Let me click off that and let me get out. Hold on. Is this better now? Let me know if that's a bit better. Damn, I'm not even talking. This is the tough part. I closed all my windows. All right, hold on. Let me try one more thing. We're going to get to Joe Budden too, but I want to make sure. My audio and everything is good before I get to the next video. Good now? Okay, all right, bet. All right, cool. So maybe because I started yelling. Or maybe they hacked me. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, it makes no sense to me. It's like, I don't get how, you want to attack him so much, but you still want things from him. It's crazy, man. All right, let me see, my chat is still good. All right. And we got 255 people in here. In your opinion, what do you think is actually going on? It's interesting now. It seems like he's doubling down on orchestrated down for his career. And Thug called Let Me to believe it's not like us. I'll answer that question in a second. Chat is moving kind of fast because it's catching up to what everybody was commenting it. Now, What's the Dirt is good. I spoke to Dirt 2 days ago. What's the Dirt is good. I spoke to him. He's working on his breakdown. All right, I'm going to try to get back to the video. I just want to make sure I'm good. Can we confirm there's no lag? Can somebody confirm we got no lag? Can somebody confirm we got no lag? Can anybody confirm we got no lag? Damn, man, this is crazy. Damn, we still got 250 people here. I don't know why. Let me see something. All right, so I'll keep talking and let me cut video off. All right, I'm just gonna talk for a second. I cut video off. Hopefully that'll fix it. So, okay, all right. So I'll keep talking until this kind of corrects itself. So yeah, with Joe Budden and Elliot more so, I think Elliot has painted himself in a box where he now has to be a Drake hater. And that's a tough position to be in. where you have to do that, because I think Elliot does want to show appreciation, but I think he's way beyond the point where he could even do that. I think he's way beyond the point where he could even do that. You know? Okay, yeah. Let me try to do a video while I'm talking you right, okay? I appreciate all y'all feedback because I'm learning these little tricks as I go on. I'm learning these tricks as I go on. All right, how are we looking now? I think the lag might be gone. I think the lag might be gone. I'm streaming through OBS, so I can't close it. I'm streaming through OBS, so I don't want to close it. But let's get to yeah. I kind of said that wrong. let that go though. Yeah, I think Elliot is bitter. I think Elliot is a bit bitter because obviously I think that relationship with Drake is something he could have relied on, and now that's just completely gone and there's no coming back. So now his relationships have to lead to the West Coast or lead to more seasoned rappers who he has it. And I don't know if he's comfortable doing that because I don't know if they're going to get the Kendrick interview. I think that's the big trump card that they have is the Kendrick interview. Iceman, November. Iceman, late October, November. That's my prediction. All right, lag is 2% gone. So hopefully I could fix that up. All right, I'm going to try to bring the video back up. We're going to try one more time. We'll try one more time. If this doesn't work, we might be cooked, chat.
Why? We want to, even DJ Head wants to hear your album. Like, you're already in demand and people want good music from you. Why are you trying to sell us this redemption arc for us to buy into? Only your most devoted stans are eating it up. The rest of us don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
And again, this is another lie. The rest of the world does mess with it, and you mess with it too, because if you didn't, you would not want to talk about it every week. And you dedicate so much of the show to it. It's the first word in the title. His picture's always in the image. So just because it's not for you, which I think is cap too, because I do think it's for you because this is real artistry, it is what it is. It is what it is. But when your whole kind of thing is based off Drake hate, I don't think it's genuine. And you're right. There's nothing they could do to stop him. I mean, in his worst year, he's still the most popular and most streamed artist. So what can you really do? We're going to get to that in a minute, Candace. You make a great point. All right, let me, I'm going to play another part of this video. I'm going to pull this over here. Okay. Let's keep going, though.
You're going to have a successful album when you're suing your label. How does that work? It doesn't add up. Have a successful album. Yeah, how are you going to sell an album when you're suing your label? How are you going to have a successful album when you're suing your label?
Here's a question that Elliot should already have the answer to. How do you have a successful album when you're suing your label? Well, you do what he did with Some Sexy Songs for You. You put out the #1 album in the world. What do you mean? How do you sell an album when you're suing the label? You just saw him do it. He just did it. He just went #1. He had 2 #2 singles. He has like 5 songs. He had 4 or 5 songs in the top 100. So it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. How do you sell an album if you're suing your label? Now there's 2 schools of thought. What do you believe? And you tell me in the chat what y'all believe, okay? Tell me in the chat what y'all believe. It's either if Drake puts out an album and the label doesn't work the album, does that mean the label's conspiring against him? And that means that his lawsuit is correct. Or he puts out an album and the label has to work it. So either way he wins. So what Elliot's saying doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. What do you mean? How do you put out an album, a successful album? Number one, he just did it. And number two, now he has an even more hyped album. What do you think is going to happen when he puts it out? I think he's rage baiting too. I think he knows what brings clicks. Elliot's not slow. He's been around for a long time. He knows what brings clicks. He knows what brings clicks. All right. I think we're actually good, okay? All right. Is my lag gone? Is my lag gone? If Drake can't speak on a lawsuit, how is he going to drop Iceman? So he doesn't need to. He can't talk about the lawsuit, and he won't talk about it. He's not going to discuss it. He's not going to discuss it. So we've been on here 48 minutes. We got 263 people in here. 263 people. Shout out to all the members of the channel. If you're not a member, you can join now. All the members who have signed up in the early days, I just finished the design for the t-shirts. I'm going to send you free shirts for everybody who became a member. The shirts cost way more than what the membership fee was, but this is my way of showing appreciation for you all for believing in me and joining the channel. No, Drake is not changing his name. He got like 50 nicknames. He's not changing the name. He's not changing his name. That's what Prince did, but Drake is not going to do that. All right. On my end, I don't see the lag, though. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. All right, so let me... play it from here. Let's keep listening, though. Let's keep listening.
How does that work? It doesn't add up.
Bro, give me the fucking slaps, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
For this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you said, what did I miss was a red button, bro? Or at least address the... How many times are you going to address the shit?
Now, this is another lie. When did Drake say, what did I miss was a red button? He never said that. Even on my last video, people were commenting, Drake is the one who said this is the red button. Can anyone show me where Drake said that episode 3 was the red button? Did he ever say that? Did he post a picture of a red button when he said episode 3? I don't remember seeing that at all. I don't remember seeing Drake say this is a red button. When did he say it? So what do you mean? And then you keep saying we don't want to hear about it, but you guys were just begging last week for him to do a hip hop interview. And what do you think the first thing he's going to be asked in a hip hop interview is? So why did you sue? Do you see why he can't win? There's literally no place where he can win. If he does a hip hop interview, you're going to say he's talking about it and he's dragging it. If he doesn't do a hip hop interview, you're going to say, why aren't you doing it? So you cried, you're complaining last week and you're complaining this week. For what? For what? Let's keep going.
You've addressed it multiple times. And none of that's resonated on a high level where like, oh my God, you hear what Drake had to say about the battle? What's going on? What happened to him and Kendrick? Nobody's been satisfied by any of those moments. Like, so in this...
You make a great point. No one is ever satisfied when it comes to Drake. No one is ever satisfied when it comes to Drake. All right, if you can show me a picture, show me a picture. But I don't think Drake posted that. No one's ever satisfied. That you said it exactly. You literally said it. Yeah, Drake did fuel red, blue, green, or green, blue, red. He did, and he should have because it's true. It's true.
It's gonna be this now. Maybe as we right now not missing it right now, listening to it right now. Like this is the moment. Like it's just dumb.
Okay.
Settle. Drop the lawsuit. Leave Universal the fuck alone. Negotiate your shit out. Sign a new incredible.
Why do you care if he's suing? How does that affect you personally? Why does that affect you if he's suing? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect you. Why do you care?
Contract and then give us an album with some fucking hit records. Give us an instant classic album. Get in the fucking studio with.
He just gave you an album with hit records. The one he just dropped a remix to 3 days ago. He just gave it to you. You still complained.
40, do something. Like, what is this shit? These theatrics and dumb shit doesn't appeal to nobody but the most devoted OVO stans who are mad that their hero took a loss.
A rollout doesn't do anything for anyone. The purpose of a rollout is to build anticipation for a project. That is what a rollout is for, and it's working completely because what are you doing on your show? You're talking about it. So it's clearly doing something for you. That plot twist account on Twitter isn't real.
They are upset about
They
that.
said the hero took a loss, but you selling us a redemption arc, comeback trail. You was all fooled. I'm still the kid leader and the king, and y'all gonna pay. No one.
So that's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. It was a whole lot of complaining about Drake doesn't do this, Drake doesn't do that. And I know this is why I feel it hurts Elliot. I'm gonna do some psychoanalysis right here. Elliot comes from old school hip hop journalism. He cares a lot about it. He cares a lot about it. He cares a lot about it. So what I think hurts him the most, and I think this hurts Kendrick a bit too. I think this hurts Kendrick a bit, is that everything that they're doing has to be tied to Drake. Everything they're doing has to be tied to Drake. So I think what hurts Elliot is he doesn't have that relationship, and now he's forced to cover Drake every week on the show, because this video show or this podcast that they're doing is not Elliot's lane. He's a writer. He is a creative writer. He creates a lot of the things that we look at as hip hop standards from the 90s and 2000s. So I think it hurts him that he has to go out here and talk about it, but people aren't respecting his legacy. He wants the respect, which is a similar feeling that he should empathize with Drake. Two great people at their crafts who still don't get the respect they deserve. So if you can empathize with that, why do you still not understand it? And you had the closest relationship to him, you and B. Dot. And when it came to media, he gave y'all the interview that he said he wasn't giving anybody. So it's tough. And I think that hurts him. I really do think that. And another thing I think that hurts Kendrick Lamar is, actually, before I go, please make sure you're liking the live. Please make sure you're liking the live. Steph got jokes, the number one right now. NQ number 2. I feel like I'm saying your name wrong. Robotic Duck number 3. Please make sure you like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I'm gonna get better at all the live streams. I promise. The setup will be perfect really soon. As you can see from my last stream to this stream, I got Windows set up. I got the chat on the screen. I could pull up videos. It's getting better. So I think it hurts Elliot, that he's in this position right now. He's not even on his own platform. I think they have like a deal, with wherever they're at. But when he had it with B. Dot, was the best that it could be. It's the best that it could be. So I have this feeling about Kendrick Lamar as well. I think it really bothers Kendrick that his name is tied to Drake's, because Kendrick is an impressive artist. Kendrick is an elite lyricist. Kendrick is one of the most, if not the most in-depth rapper that we have, especially at the top of the game. But every time you say his name, you have to say Drake's, and I think that hurts him. I don't think that he wants to be forever connected to him. I really don't. But this is the reality. This is the reality. And I think it hurts both of them. Because why would you want to be tied to a guy who you don't like? Have I ever considered making Twitch a kick? Yeah, maybe I'll go over to Twitch. I'll think about Twitch. But right now, I'm focusing on YouTube. I could probably multi-stream. I'll work on that, but I got to get a PC for that. And I'm working on getting a PC. Yeah, Maul did. Shout out to Maul. Shout out to Rory. Rory is my guy. I've known Rory for... what year we in? I've known Rory for like 14 years. So shout out to him. I check out all of their episodes, even when it was Rory on the Joe Budden show. I was tuned in. I'm always tuned into Rory and Maul. That's my guy, man. So yeah, Maul was right. You want to call him a culture vulture, so he went to the opposite way. And now people are still complaining. Appreciate the sub, Triple S. All right, let's talk about Joe Budden. Let's go into the Joe Budden's comments. And I have a video coming on this, so I'm not gonna say too much because I actually am working on a video for this. So I can't say too much because I don't want to give away what I'm gonna say in my video where I really break this down. But let's see what Joe Budden had to say. Now, before we get into the video, we got 271 people in here, over 1,000 views, over 1,000 views. Please make sure you're liking this. Throw some 100 emojis in there. That's my favorite emoji. Where my emoji at? The 100. That's my emoji. So drop some hundreds in there, please. Chat. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Big Rory Queens. Shout out to Queens, man. All right, here we go. Y'all ready to hear about from Joe? Let's hear what Joe had to say. Let's hear what Joe had to say.
That, yeah, I'm not feeling any of this music, but Drake not being great hurts. Yeah. It hurts the ecosystem. Yeah.
Do you love hip hop or do you just hate Drake? That is the question. General Norm, man. Shout out to General Norm on X. Please make sure you like and subscribe, like all his content, retweet, follow. Great creator right there. He makes some great threads, especially if you're into all the theories and Easter eggs. You want to check him out. Let's listen to this one more time because you gotta hear it. And listen, Joe does not like Drake right now. And if he gotta say it, it's facts. Facts over feelings. Let's play it again.
Side that, yeah, I'm not feeling any of this music, but Drake not being great hurts. Yeah. It hurts the ecosystem. Yeah. Like, things are not the way they're supposed to be if he's not great.
Joe is correct. You hate so much on a guy, you don't even realize everything that he does for the music industry. I don't want to give everything away right now because I have a video breaking it down. But let's look at what happens, right? When you don't have Drake, hip hop is not at the forefront of American music. Did a hip hop album go #1 this year? I think maybe we got one or two, but did any hip hop singles go #1 that were released in 2025? No. When Drake is not there, look at all these artists who can't catch a buzz right now. Because you know who they went to catch their buzz? Drake. The Migos, Lil Baby, Gunna, Block Boy JB, Party Next Door, the YG, DJ Khaled. The list can go on. When you look around the game, all of these people were able to ascend because of Drake, with the help of Drake. I'm not saying Drake is the only reason. That would be silly to say that he's the only reason anybody made it, because that's not true. But with his assistance and with his light, I'll call it his light, when he can put the light on an artist and then introduce him to the entire country, it changes the landscape of music. Most artists are not profitable. Most artists do not make money. There might be 100 artists signed to a label, but only 2 to 3 artists generate the bulk of the revenue. 1 to 2 artists, a Taylor Swift and a Drake, can keep the lights on at UMG for years. You get me? 2 big artists like Taylor Swift and Drake could keep the lights on UMG for a year. So it's important that he's putting out music, and it's important that he collaborates because his collaboration can lift the entire genre. I'm going to keep talking about Kendrick because these two things relate. Kendrick Lamar had 2 features on Playboi Carti's album. Did either one of those songs do anything? Did either one of the songs that Kendrick was featured on Carti's album do anything? No. Kendrick Lamar was featured on the Clips album, one of the most highly anticipated verses of the year. Probably the most highly anticipated verse of the year. Did it do anything? No. Because there's no feature like a Drake feature. There's no feature like a Drake feature. There just isn't. There just isn't. So what he can do, French Montana is another one. What Drake can do with a feature changes the entire landscape of the music industry. Let's keep listening.
Listen, I follow
the excitement, the moments, everybody having like that. All right, what most Def on Target? Everybody having that store to go to.
The excitement, the money. Look at this right now. I would love to cover other things in hip hop, but there's not a lot to talk about outside of what he's doing. All these creators who do nothing but Drake videos and they don't like him, couldn't they be talking about something else? What was the last video that the haters have made on Kendrick Lamar's tour? What was the last video that the Drake haters made about Kendrick Lamar's tour? Tu Maza is Smiley's best performing song on YouTube. Okay? Travis Scott biggest hit is with Drake. Yeah. So why don't people who don't like Drake make videos that get traction if it's about another topic? Because he moves the needle. You know, somebody said to me in the comments of my video, they said, you realize that if Drake fails, your YouTube channel is going to fail. I told him two things. The first thing is, I don't really make money talking about music. Well, on YouTube, I kind of do, but it's not real money. But I've made money talking about sports more than talking about music. So my channel will be okay. I didn't even get to the NBA season. Once NBA season is here, we going to heat up because I got a lot to talk about with basketball. Shout out to Steph Curry. That's the GOAT right there, Steph Curry, okay? MJ, then Steph. So, yeah. Number two, Drake is not going to flop and he's not going to fail. And I'm always going to be authentic. You don't think if I said, oh, I want to go to YouTube to make money, I could just hate on Drake? I could be like every other creator and just hate on Drake. I could have no creativity. I could be a fake person to myself and what I listen to every day and say, oh, Drake is trash. Drake is a culture vulture. Drake is not hip hop. I could do that and my channel would have blown up faster than this one did. I could have did it. The Clips have the album of the year. I don't disagree. Shout out to the Sub Club. That's the album of the year. Hip hop album of the year. Rap album of the year. I could do that. But I'm not going to because I'm just going to be real at the end of the day. I see what's going on social media. I see it. Everyone is hating for likes and views. Some people probably do really hate him or want to hate on him, but that will never be me. I will always be true to myself. I will always be true to myself. And I could stand in the face of hate because I'll be all right. I'm okay in real life. Let's keep going.
Where you could find, you can get a song for me, you can get a song for you, you can get a song for you. That's why I don't like that shit that Ice keeps saying about he's trying to appeal to the kids.
And another great point that Joe makes here, and shout out to Joe right now, 283 people in here. Another great point that Joe makes here is you can get all kinds of music from Drake. You get dance music, you get R&B, you get dancehall, you get Afro beats, you get rap. One person in the hip hop space can now shine a light on people all across the world. All across the world, he can do that. So yeah, the music industry is going to be in a tough spot. If he went radio silent, let's say he says, I don't want to work, I don't want to make music, I don't want to tour. If he went radio silent, what would people do? What would the rap game be if he went radio silent for a week? Let's say a week. He didn't post, he didn't talk, and he didn't tour. What would people say right now? What would people make content about? What would they do? What would they do? I don't have the answer because it would be a tough thing. He generates revenue. Whether you like him or dislike him, he is keeping the genre afloat. He's keeping the genre afloat. Shout out to Candy Morgan. Kendrick made 200 mil off 3 fans. Nah, who said Kendrick doesn't have fans? I do think that there was a lot of coverage, but why did it stop? I know he's on break, but even at the end of the tour, the only time I saw people say anything about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, was they were posting clips of people performing Not Like Us. And in Europe, I saw a lot of the posts when the crowd was going crazy. I'm not doubting Kendrick Lamar's greatness. This is the one thing I have nothing. Anyone could say, find a video of me saying anything bad about Kendrick. Find a video, because I don't bash artists. I don't bash artists. I don't bash artists. I don't say anything. I have nothing bad to say. I'm only comparing the two because that's what the thing is right now. And I'm talking about the two. These are the two top guys in hip hop. So I'm going to talk about the two. These are the two top guys. I'm going to talk about the two. So my point is that people don't, if you don't like somebody so much, stop creating content about them every day. Just stop doing it. You really, that means you know, Drake said jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. That's all I see it as. Shout out to Grand. I actually do agree with you. He's always rapped in depth. I mean, he said I could have been had all your fans if I didn't go pop, then I stayed on some conscious. He did say that. Yeah, that beat is crazy. I think he should go quiet for 6 months and drop an album. I think he could, but I think he enjoys working and I think he enjoys money. So I mean, how you tell somebody don't make money? It's hard. How you tell somebody not to make money, you know? So I think he will take a break. I think after he does an American leg, I think we'll see a break. I think we'll see a break. So what we got here? Let's see what we got. We got 300 people in the chat. Now I'm gonna open up to questions. We just did a 4-hour. We did Young Thug. We did Iceman. I do have some stuff to talk about with Gunna and Cardi B, but I will take questions. So right now, please make sure you're liking in the chat. Drop 100 in the chat. 100 emojis, please. 100 emojis, because we keep it 100 in here. 100 emojis. Drop some 100 emojis. And I'll take questions now. We'll take questions. Okay. Shout out to my Didi. Thank you. Shout out to Didi. Big Didi back. Big Didi is back. Now I'm gonna put something on the screen. You can ask questions. Big Didi is back. Drake does help feed families. You are 100% correct. Drake does help feed families. I'm gonna put something on the screen right now. Let me see. Let me see if y'all can see this. Hold on. Check this out right here. Facts over feelings. That will be the first t-shirt we are dropping. Because whenever I drop facts about Drake, the people get in their feelings. It hurts their heart. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about Justin Bieber. Yes. Okay. All right, here we go. I see the questions. Let's get into it, okay? All right. The music industry comes out of the prohibition industry, which was related to the mafia. That's how the music business got started. Why do I think hip hop media hates on Drake? Is because his background is not typical to a American hip hop artist. His story is unique. He's half white. I think all of those things play a role in it. Do Kendrick and his team have things cooking? Absolutely, they do. 100%. I believe Kendrick has an album ready. Shout out to Vic in the chat. I got my tier on. Shout out to Tier NYC. Shout out to Vic. If you need a ref, call Vic, man. That's my brother. Vic could get you right with the style too. Shout out to Victor James. Shout out to I Put the V in Smooth, my brother. All right. Let's talk about Justin Bieber. All right, so Bieber for sure. I don't think it was UMG saying Bieber drop. It is weird that he dropped on Eclipse date and on Drake's date. That's interesting. I think it's because Taylor Swift is coming and he needed to get a project out. I also knew he would drop a second album. Me and Zammy talked about that. I believe that he, him and Scooter have to work out that money issue, so he needs to put out music. And I think he's also going to have a pop album that will come out in 2025. All right, I'm going to go to my Q&A. I'm going to start with Floyd. You are a member. Members will always get their questions answered first. Do you think that Drake will win the lawsuit? I think winning looks a little bit different. I don't think this goes to trial. I think it will be settled. And I think we never are going to know what's actually happened behind the scenes. I don't think we're going to know what happens behind the scenes. So if he gets paid, he'll have to leak the information in a creative way. Or if he gets off the label, I think that's what will be the victory. All right. Did I see the ending snippet instrumental was out there posted around before episode 3 dropped? No, I did not know that. Episode 4, I don't know. I don't want to give a date because when I give information, I want to be as accurate as possible. That's why when I gave the date for episode 3, I was right. But I do think we'll get the album in late October, November. I'm glad episode 3 wasn't the red button. He needs to keep the element of surprise. Yeah, I don't think he should ever leak things ever again because I think that's what tipped off Kendrick during the battle. I don't think he should leak things. I think he should surprise us. I agree. Shout out to Jared. Shout out to you becoming a member. We will have the t-shirts. If you see on the screen, Facts Over Feelings, we'll have the shirts out. All the members are going to get a free tee. Because you are a member, you will get a free t-shirt. The cost of the t-shirt way exceeds the membership. So this is me, again, being appreciative that people are believing in me and what I'm doing here. So that is me, returning a favor. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody. Do you think these Iceman episodes are UMG beef timeline? Are we seeing it from his point of view? Yes. I don't think the whole thing is, but I think episode 3 is showing you what Drake believes happened, allegedly behind the scenes. Allegedly behind the scenes. Okay? Jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. That's a fact. What y'all think of the t-shirt? Is this good? Facts over feelings? I like it. Let me know what y'all think about the design in the chat, please. Let me know what y'all thinking in chat about the design. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to all the members. UMG tipped off Kendrick. Could be. Or Kendrick knew. I think Drake and Kendrick both knew what was about to happen. Episode 4 will be yellow. I think there's a chance. Drake will let you know through the music for sure. He's the petty king. He will let you know. I don't have a date for the episode. I don't even want to put it out there like I do. I have no inside information. Nobody from Drake's team has ever reached out to me. It's never happened. Maybe they will. I think they see the content. I think they definitely see the content. Let me go back to the Q&A questions. Okay. OVO Fest. I think OVO Fest is still going to happen. OVO Fest is still going to happen. I think he has so much going on. That's why I think he has to chill out a little bit. He has to chill out a little bit. W t-shirt. All right, facts. All right, cool. Thank you for the feedback. I definitely want to get this out. Definitely want to get that out. And that's my motto here, man. Facts over feelings. You can't debate a fact. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. 275 people in the chat. I think we peaked at like 300. I'll do 4 more minutes. What do I think the significance of yellow is? I have to research this. I never will come on and speak without being researched. So let me research and I'll find out. Let me do my research. Ben Dorado posted a yellow card the day after episode 3. So I think there's something going on there, but I don't want to put it out just yet. Let me research. Let me talk to some people and we'll see. Let me talk to some people. The record labels put you in debt. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole purpose of the label system. They give out loans so they recoup them. If you can't recoup them, they'll recoup it by taking your masters. Sure. Bro, don't lie. You laugh when you seen that report. I did, but I didn't want to read that out loud. I'm not reading that out loud. I don't want to say that. I talk good about everybody. I don't joke on nobody. Y'all could joke. I'm not going to joke. I did see it, though. They definitely see the content. You in the top 5 channels that pop up when I search Drake Iceman. I hope so, man. I hope so. Do you think Damn, these questions are coming in fast. Okay, I'll do that. Yes. Do you think Iceman could be his best album? I think it could be. I think it's tough to top though. Drake has classics, man. It's hard to make a classic, especially when you're in. I don't think he's in a prime of his career, so it's tough. I think he could do it though. Spotify raid in Turkey. That's an interesting thing. I've read up a bit. I'm not as well versed in it, so I don't want to misspeak right now. So don't quote me, but I think obviously that iHeart had a probe into what was going on in the US, and now Spotify in Turkey, where a lot of the streaming farms have been taking place. So I think there are some stories developing and more will be revealed. Will Kendrick step on Iceman? I don't think he would do that. I don't think Kendrick wants to continue talking about the beef right now. I don't think he wants to continue talking about the beef. They have nothing to gain from each other right now. All right, thank you. How do I say your name? Okay, shout out to Didi for the $4.99. At the very end of Iceman 3, there was a man on the phone. Did I see that? I think you're talking about that was Yeet on the phone, I think. Let me see. Let's see if I could pull it up. I think you're talking about Yeet. Shout out to KD. Shout out to Didi. Shout out to everybody who donated. I don't have an album coming out. I'm not a rapper. I definitely don't have an album coming out. Let's go to Iceman episode 3. Didi said there was a guy on the phone. I think you're talking about Yeet, but let's see. All right, Reginald, let's debate, bro. Why am I lying about Kendrick's influence on features? What did I lie about? What did I lie about? I said none of the features did anything this year. That's not a lie. That's the truth. None of those features went top 10, or I don't think so. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Somebody could pull it up. If anybody wants to pull up, what did the features on the Clips album do, and then what did the 2 features on Cardi's album do? They definitely didn't go number 1 for sure. They didn't go out number 2 either. Shout out to Alan. Thank you for the dollar, Alan. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. J. Cole is staying out the way. He just cashed out all of his label mates. J. Cole is staying out the way. He's staying out the way. Do you think Drake pulls a Frank Ocean and drops throwaway tracks and drops a real album fulfilling his UMG deal and baiting Kendrick to drop? Okay, I don't think that I don't think he's going to do the Frank Ocean thing. I don't think on his career he wants a bad project out there. I also think if he tries to pull a tactic like that, it can hurt him in a lawsuit. So I think when he drops, it will be the real thing. Because maybe he wants to re-up with UMG just at a better evaluation. So I don't think that helps him to do that. It'll be interesting to see what happens, though. Whoever said the comment about me lying about Kendrick's features, please put in the chat, what did I miss? Please put in the chat what you think, because I'm interested. If I'm wrong, I will always say I'm wrong. Shout out to Jared again for the 2. Shout out to Jared. 30 on my jersey like I'm gifted. Shout out to Chef Curry. I will be at House of Highlights this Friday filming. So if you haven't been to House of Highlights, I got some sports stuff on there where I'm defending Steph Curry's legacy. I'll be back with them on Friday. I don't know when the video will come out, but I'll be filming with House of Highlights on this Friday. I'll be with House of Highlights on Friday. So yeah, 30 on my jersey like I'm gifted. So I don't know. People said I lied about Kendrick's features. If I lied, please tell me. Shout out to Alan. Shout out to Jared. Shout out to Didi. Steph got jokes. I put the V in smooth. Shout out to Vic. I wanted to hear from the person who said I lied. I want to debate these things. Yeah, I don't think Drake would do a throwaway album. I don't think that will happen. Is the singles dropping? No, the singles won't fulfill a contract. It's an album deal. I don't even think the features were bad. I think the Clips feature was pretty good. I didn't get into the Cardi features. I'm also not a big Cardi fan, so I don't think I would have liked it anyway. No, I don't. I think him and Cash came up with that album cover. Nah. I don't think so. All right, let's take a few more questions. Do I think the beats he played will be on Iceman? I definitely that Iceman with the sample where it's Iceman Baby, that will be on the album. I don't know anything, but my brain tells me yes. Yeah, his name is Aubrey Graham. What is that supposed to mean? The fourth pronounce is missing because he's with the girl. Drake gives her the figurine so she knows what to look for. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. I think they did chart. I was just charted like number. Let me see. Let me pull it up because somebody said I'm lying. I don't want to be a liar. Okay. It doesn't give me the thing. I think it charted. It charted top 40. It charted top 40. John Janet got a shout out at the VMAs. I tried to watch the VMAs. I watched LL. I saw Mariah. Doja Cat did well. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing because I was setting up. Yeah, so Whips and Chains was top 40. Let's see where the Cardi ones went. I don't see the Cardi ones. Yeah, so. Will Who Was It be on the album? I don't think that was a real title. I don't think that was the real title. I think that was information that got put out that wasn't really accurate, and I don't blame anybody who pulled it out. Well, I'm talking about this year specifically. That's why I'm saying that. I'm talking about this year specifically. That's why I said that. I said the features this year. Like That was number 1 for 3 weeks. Yeah, that was 2024. I'm talking about 2025. Goosebumps is Travis Scott's most streamed song. Yeah, but okay, but that doesn't change that he went diamond with the Drake feature. So yeah, that's why I'm using this year as an example, because I'm talking about when Kendrick is the top guy in the game. 17 on Billboard was good credit. All right, so it didn't go top 10. It didn't go top 10. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I was right. Yeah, I don't lie. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to New York, man. I don't lie. So, any last questions? I'm gonna shout out all the members again. All the members who are here. Jared, shout out to you. Double album? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think it'll be a double album. Shout out to Jared. Shout out to Steph Got Jokes. Shout out to everybody who's a member here. I don't know if I have any other members in here. I don't think I have any other members. Shout out to Didi. Two Mazda flopped. It's a Smiley single, and that's like Smiley's best performing single on YouTube. So I don't think it flopped. I think it did what a Smiley song in America would do. It's a Canadian artist, a Canadian rapper with a super Canadian flow. Shout out to Floyd. S. Floyd. All right, so Money for You, outselling GNX. Yes, it is. I didn't say top 20 wasn't good. I never said that. Top 20 is good. I just said it didn't do what Drake features did. That I was comparing the two. Do you think J. Cole Dreamville pulling their deal and pulling out from UMG stems from something that had to do with Drake? I think J. Cole saw the writing on the wall. So yes, I do. I think he saw the writing on the wall. Kenny and Drake want to fight the higher ups. I don't think Kendrick. I don't know much about Kendrick. I'm not really super big or into it, but Kendrick wants independence, which is why he left TDE. He wants to do his own thing and prove himself as his own businessman and as his own CEO in the game. So I think, yeah, they probably do have similar goals, but it's just happened in a weird way. Is Drake's approach to the album rollout more to do with the post-battle fallout or due to a possible shift in the industry? Shout out to Andrew. Do you mean like what he's doing with the episodes? I think that has to do with, I don't think a change in the industry. I think it's more with the battle with Kendrick and also the battle with the label are making him do that. He's not going to do a song with Kanye West. It's out the question. Never going to happen. Will the album have 3 sides like green, blue, and red? That's possible. I don't know. He's never going to do a Rihanna collab. Rihanna's not having that, and Rocky's definitely not having that. Yeah, he's definitely not going to have that. Why don't Drake buy UMG? Drake doesn't have enough money to buy UMG. UMG is a publicly traded company. It can't be bought unless they go private. And they're controlled by some of the most powerful people in the world, who are the top investors. Over the Top is fire. Over the Top is fire. All right, so it's 11:28. We did an hour and a half. I think we peaked at like 300 viewers. I want to say thank you to everybody. We will be back. I hope we get some news in the music industry to discuss, but we will always be back to break down more clips. Hopefully I could go live every Sunday night after football, and I'm going to try to get out a video a week. I'm working on a really good video about the value of hip hop right now. All the members who are here, shout out to y'all. Also, make sure, check out the shirt. The shirt is on the way. The shirt is on the way. Facts Over Feelings. I'll link it in my YouTube store. If you're a member, you get the shirt for free. If you are a member, you get the shirt for free. So maybe you want to be a member so you get a free shirt. Shout out to Zammy. Shout out to I Put the V in Smooth. Shout out to Didi. Shout out to all the members, man. Everybody who also donated, who didn't have to. Shout out to Alan. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I have to say thank you. This is like, I never thought I would be doing this. I never thought I would be doing this, but it's the support that you guys gave me that gave me the confidence to do these things. So, I peaked at 400. Wow, thank you. I didn't even peep that. What did Drake features do this year? Well, Drake has a collaborative album with Party Next Door that went number 2. He had 2 singles that went the single with Party. Party's best-selling album, best streaming song day, best streaming song week. Central C got another top 10 hit, number top 30 hit on Billboard, which is his second one. So Drake features are still performing really well. They're still performing really well for this year. Thank you for showing the love to the videos. Appreciate you. Shout out to Far Too Sega. Shout out to Sega, man. I remember Sega. Shout out to the Sub Club. So Drake features are still performing at a high level. And I think they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. Congrats to a black man for winning an Emmy for Super Bowl performance. Shout out to him, man. I got nothing bad to say. Hip hop's at the forefront. 1K viewers on the way. We're going to get there. I don't doubt it. I just got to be consistent. So please make sure you like and subscribe. Drop some hunters in the chat. Listen, we got t-shirts on the way, man. Yes, it did. It went number 1. And right now it's like top 5 on iTunes, the remix, which would be probably Cash Cobain's highest charting on iTunes, on Apple Music. So Drake is still performing at a high level. What's up, Prom? You want to ask the last question? Prom, you want to ask the last question? Because you just said something, so I'm going to give you a chance. All right, y'all. I'm out, man. We'll catch up this week. I'll try to go live during the week. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for sure. For sure.